Hi, welcome to the part 2, and I'm super excited to launch this part about your computer applications ICSE class 10 paper. Now let me open my notes. We have to start from the chapter number 6 as I remember. Yep. Alright, so this is your chapter number 6. Let me do a full screen here so that you can have a clear picture. Okay, so the name of the part is encapsulation, and we know that from the word capsule, it is having combination of multiple medicines. Two medicines you can imagine. So coming to encapsulation, the concept is that one class it is holding both the things. It is holding the data members as well as it is holding the member functions. Let me tell you what I'm trying to say. Let me open my board here. Okay, so now if you can see here, I am making a class here. Let me write here class. The name of a class is nothing but capital A, and this is a bracket. And here I am making some member method. Let's say integer number, or maybe num1 equals to maybe 5. One very important thing, there are some rules, when you are naming the variables. For example, here the variable is num1. So there are some rules, okay? You can't start with a number. That is wrong. You can have a number like 1 is here, but after text, for example, n1 is allowed. 1n is not allowed, okay? You can also have some special symbol. Two special symbols are allowed in Java. The one is the dollar, and second is the underscore. None of the symbol is allowed other than this. For example, if you will write maybe star n1 or something like that. So in coming to Java, it will not be going to handle because only two symbols are allowed. The one is a dollar and second one is the underscore. Underscore is like this, underscore num1. This one, the bottom sign of the this dash. Okay, so this is allowed. One more thing, spaces are not allowed. For example, let's say your variable name is my height. Okay, you can write like this, my height, in continuation, but you can't write like this, my then space then height. That is not valid. You can't have the space here. Okay, so please remember that thing. So these are some of the rules for naming a variable. Now what I did here is, I simply just I write a member method which is here integer num1. Now I can also write some function. Let's say I'm writing a function. Let's say public void, maybe the name of the function is this time run, run, and since it's a function, so I have to put the parenthesis, then I will put the braces. Now what the idea is, that the one class, the name of the class is capital A. Now this capital A class is consisting of two things. What are the two things? The one is member method and second is the member function. Sorry, the one is the this data type, which is also known as data member. So it is consisting of data members, and the same class is also consisting of member method, member functions. Okay, this is the function. Run is a function, and integer num1 is a data member. So we encapsulated both the things where in one single unit, which is known as class. So that's the concept of encapsulation. Okay, now okay, let's move to the notes. Correct. So you guys can also read it out. So this will be super easy definitions for you because you know the concept now. Now, very important, and ICSE asks is sometime in MCQ also and sometimes in main questions also. Like, what is the access specifier? What is visibility in scope? Now, coming to visibility, it means that it is visible where? Do it is visible in the class, do it is visible in the subclass, or do it is visible in the packages. So that is known as the visibility. Now, coming to the scope means its validity. For example, if I am writing for loop, and inside the for loop, if I am writing for int I equals to 1, I is less than 10, I plus plus. So that I is valid for that for loop only. If you will try to use that I outside the for loop, not allowed, because the scope of that I is limited to I if you have declared that int I inside the for loop, right? Now here you are having the specifiers and here you are having the visibility. Now public, this is something which is accessible from anywhere, inside the package, outside the package. So public specifier are like, they are those which are whose visibility is visible anywhere. Now coming to private, so private are visible on the same class but it is hidden from the other classes. Okay, yeah, very important. Now protected, so protected, they are actually accessible in the same package and by the same by the subclasses. Same package and the subclasses, they are accessible. Now default, when you are not giving the keyword, that means it is default, and it can be accessible within the same package. For example, you didn't write anything, like you didn't write public or private or protected. You didn't use any three of it. So when you are not using them, you are directly giving the data type and the variable. So that is known as default. For example, right now in our code, we have made so many default access specifier. Let me show you that. Okay, so yeah, it was there actually. All right, so it's here. Blue Jay. Let me turn on the Blue Jay is on. Actually, the sign was not there, so I was a bit. Okay, so now you can see if I will open any of the code here. Let's say I'm doing this one, which is finals 1 2, or maybe happy. We did a lot of code in happy in last class. So here you can see that. Okay, so we are using here int sum. We are not saying public int sum or private int sum or protected int sum. Here also int sum directly without public, protected, or anything such. So when we are not giving any particular specifier, that means it's a default specifier. Okay. All right. So now let's move to the nodes. Now I'm moving to the nodes now. Okay. So scope, you guys know now, scope of a variable. Now there are different type of variables. The one is the instance variable. Now what are the instance variable? Declare inside the class but outside the methods. Now those variables that are inside the class but they are not inside any method, right? They are outside the method. For example, you make a class and immediately after making the class you make some variables in data types and variables. So those are known as instance variables, right? And they have a class. We also call them class variables also, the instance variable. So they have a class scope and are available to all the methods. So since they are outside the method, so other methods can use them. Now we are having a local variable. One example I gave you, which is int I equals to 1, I is less than 10, I plus plus. That I is local variable for whom? For the for loop. It is local to for because its scope is not outside the for loop. Then we are having argument and parameter variables. So variables in the method header that receive values from the caller. Now we know that we have did this constructor also. So what are the arguments and what are the parameters that we give inside the method, right? The value that we give inside the method. Now in the BlueJ also you can see that that public class account is there. So balance is here private and account ID is public. So since it is private, so cannot be seen outside. Other classes can't access it. There's a way that setters and getters, but directly though they can't access this particular balance variable. And since this account ID is public, so it is accessible everywhere. Now coming to here bank, if you will go ahead and you will do object dot account ID, so it will work. But if you will do here object dot balance, you will try to print balance. The problem is it will give you error. Why error? Because the balance is private. Okay, and bank is a different class. Account is a different class, and bank is a different class. Since they are two separate classes, so they will not be going to the bank will unable to communicate with balance because balance is declared as private. So if the question asks that how is encapsulation implemented in Java, the answer is by using the classes and access specifier. So you use access specifier like private, public, protected, and with the help of that, you give the there's a scope and all those things, right? So also in your book also you are having very good table. So you can also once look that table. Everything is written very clearly in that table also. It is very simple here, but in your book it is given that who is accessible to whom, like subclass and the main class and all those things. So you can also refer it. Now next chapter, my favorite, arrays. And now what is array? It's a collection of values, right? It is having multiple multiple values, the collection of values of the same type we can store in array, right? Now we are having different type of array. We are having string array for storing the names. We are having this character array. We are having integer array, double array. So multiple arrays are there, right? Now definition: an array is a collection of variable of the same data type. Like int, I am making an array of integer int. So I can store the values which are of type integer only, right? Now memory. So elements stored in contiguous memory location. So you know that indexing, you start with 0. So 0, after 0 we are having 1, then 2. So all the elements are stored in contiguous order. So you know it is very easy for us if we want to access the fifth element in the array. So we can go and we will give the index of the fifth element and we can access it. Now the length property. Now we have this length property in array. You remember that string. So in string you are having the length function. After writing the length you are having the parenthesis. But here you are having this length as a property, as a keyword here. So you know if you will do a double r dot length, so it will return the size of that particular array. Now how to declare array? We know that int array, a double r is the name of the array. New, you know, here we are having int 5. So in this array we can have storage of 5 elements. Okay. And here int marks, we didn't give any size to marks. Please make a point here. In the marks we are directly initializing. How? By giving the values. When you will be going to give the values to the array directly, so that time you should not give the size. Without size you can go, because you already giving directly, you are giving the initialization to by giving the values to that array. So whenever an array is receiving the value, for example marks is receiving the value here 90, 85, 77, 92, so we should not give size to marks. Okay, getting the point? Here a double r we will give values afterwards, but coming to marks we are giving the value there only. Okay, so when we are giving the value there only, that time you know we will not be going to you know give size to it. I will code, so everything will be super clear, don't worry about it. Okay. Now linear search. What is linear search? Checking every element one by one. For example, I have some bunch of elements, like you can imagine, you know, there's a train which is having some coaches, maybe 20 coaches. Okay, and some in one of the coach your friend is there, but you don't know in which coach your friend is. So one way is that you know you can go to first coach and then you will see in the second and third and fourth and fifth likewise, until unless you are not getting your friend. I'm just you know it's just a metaphor, so please don't take that in your mind. What I want to say is sorry. So coming to linear search, you know you are having multiple elements, so you will go to one element at a time and you will search for a specific element. Right now you're having binary search, it is faster, but the only problem, not the problem, but the condition is that your array must be sorted. If your array is not sorted, then binary search will not work. Okay, you can't take help of binary search if your array is not sorted. So if in an exam, you know, if you're there, they are giving you sorted array, that's good. If they're not giving sorted array, but they are saying to do binary search on it, so first you have to do sorting. Okay, and for sorting you are having bubble sort and selection sort. We will discuss that also, don't worry. So how binary search work? Well, it divide the list into two half. Like you are having 10 numbers, so it will divide those 10 numbers into 5, then 5 to 2, and then 2 numbers are left. So you know it can evaluate like among these two which is the greatest or the smallest. So this is how the binary search will work. Right now I'm going a bit faster than, but don't worry, I will show you the code. I will try to make it as simple as possible, but due to some time constraint, we have to be a bit faster. Now, you know, sorting techniques, the must knows, like student are guaranteed that, you know, to get one of these exam, we already know that in ICSE, you know, they are giving either selection sort or they are giving the bubble sort. I'm covering both the technique. I'm covering bubble also and I'm covering the selection also. Okay. So when I will, you know, show you the code here in my BlueJ. Okay. So that time you will be going to have look that here. So I have put selection sort, bubble sort, linear search, binary search. I have put everything for you. So don't worry about the code also. And after this theory, we will do coding. Okay. All right. So coming to bubble sort definition, it compare the adjacent elements and swap them. So two adjacent elements, the elements which are near each other, it will be going to compare both of them and then it will swap. Okay, as per our logic. Then if they are in the wrong order, so if they are in the wrong order, then it will be going to swap. The largest element bubble up to the end in the past. So the element, for example, you are doing from like ascending order, smallest to largest. So whatever the largest number is, it will be go in the end, in the first iteration. And in the second iteration, the next largest element. So you can imagine like a bubble, the bubble which is having high density, it will go first. So a number which is having high value, it will be going to go first to the right side if you're talking about the you know ascending order. Okay. Now you're having the selection sort. It finds the minimum element from the unsorted part and puts in the beginning. So what selection sort will do, it will first find the minimum element and then it will put that particular element in the beginning. Okay. Now you're having 2D array. We know that, from the RCB team, that R stands for row and C stands for column. So, whenever you are having these two brackets, 4 is nothing but the row and 3 is nothing but the column. So please remember that. So this is 2D array which is having two subscripts. How to declare it? I will show you a live code, don't worry. Now you are having key matrix, which one? This one, which is about sum of the rows you can do. Use nested loop. We already know that in order to do sum of 2D arrays, so we have to use the nested loop, right? And diagonal elements are there. So if they will ask you to find the left diagonal, we know that if you talk about the matrix, in the matrix, let me clear this. Okay, so in the matrix, we already know how the indexing happen. Let's say you are having the matrix, you are having an array of 3 by 3, okay? 3 by 3. Now if this array is having some elements, let's say, and we already know that indexing start with, correct, 0. So this is 0, this is 1 and this is 2. Here we are having 0, here we are having 1 and here we are having 2. Okay, so how many elements are there? Well, 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. The total number of elements that we can store in this particular element is 9. Okay, so let me go ahead and store some elements. Let's say -1, 2, 7, 41, 53, 12, 11, 19, or maybe -7. Now these are some of the elements. Now if you think about, all these elements, they are having a location, right? This is a 0 row, this is the first row, this is the second row, and this is a 0 column, this is the first column, and this is the second column. Okay, if I talk about the this 12, so this 12 is present nothing but the first we will write the row and then we will write the column. So the row is 1, so let me write here 1, and the column is 2, so let me write here 2. So it's the 1 2 location. If the name of the array is A, so if I will write here system dot, we will write like system dot out dot println, and if let the name of the array is A, and if we are passing the index 1 and 2, okay, so it will be going to print the 12. Okay, so now if they are saying you only have to print the elements which are nothing but the left diagonal, so this one, okay, left diagonal. And if they are saying you have to only print the elements which are nothing but the right diagonal, so this is the right diagonal. Okay, so you have to write a logic such that you can print the right diagonal and left diagonal. First, let's understand the logic for the left diagonal. You can see that in the left diagonal we are having -1, then we are having 53, and then we are having -7. If you see the index, -1 is nothing but 0 0. If you see that index of 53, it is nothing but one row, first column. If you see the index of -7 is nothing but the 2 2, the first row in the first column, sorry, second row in the second column. So if the first element is I and second element is j, so what we can do is we can only allow those elements. I can use if, and I can say that if I is equals to j, okay, so then you have to print that element. So you can have like system.out.println a of ij, okay, this. So ij, like, now this will be going to only print those elements which are having same indexes I and j, which is 0 0, 1 1, 2 2. So the left diagonal element will be printed. Similarly, if you think about the right diagonal element, you can see that in the right diagonal element the combination is such. Okay, let me erase this. Okay, so all right, so I will go ahead and I will take that same color pen, which is purple. Now see, the elements are 7, and after 7 we are having the 53, and then we are having the 11. Okay, so these three elements are there: 7, 53, and 11. If you see the index of 7, first we will see row and then we will see the column. Please remember from the team RCB, ignore that B. Okay, just remember RC. First come row, then come column. And these are the rows, right? These are the rows. So if you can see 7, 7 is at 0, 2. So 0 row and 2 column. If you see the 53, it is at 1, 1. Okay. If you see about 11, it is at 2, 0. Second row and the 0th column. So the combination is that if I plus j will give you 2. So those elements are nothing but, because 0 plus 2 is 2, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 0 is 2. So these are those elements which are nothing but the right diagonal element. They will ask you to take out the right diagonal and left diagonal. So please remember, for the left diagonal the logic will be I is equals to j. This is for the left diagonal, and this is for the right diagonal. Getting the point? Now this is how we are going to do that. Now I is equals to 0, I less than 3, j is equals to 0, j is less than 3. So this will be going to print all the numbers in the matrix from like 0. I will show you in the code. It is very easy, believe me. You know this concept on board that we have studied, this one. So the code will be super easy for you. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay. Now some of the very important questions coming to array. Difference between linear search and binary search. So binary search requires sorted array. I already told you that. And linear search doesn't require any sorted array. If you will give sorted and sorted, it will work. Okay. Now what is the default value of uninitialized integer array? So the default value is 0. Now what is the subscript? It is the index number used to access a specific element in an array. For example, coming to this bracket that we have made, this one, I and j, this is nothing but a subscript. Here we have the number which is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. So this is nothing but, these numbers are nothing but a subscript. Alright. Now, yeah. So now we are having some programs. This one is about linear search. So how to write this particular program, I will be going to explain here also, and then we will be going to run the code in our this BlueJ also. Okay. So let me explain you here the concept, and then we are going to the BlueJ, and then we will running there also. We will start with linear search. It is quite simple and fun to have. Okay. So now here we are having the class. The name of the class is linear search, and here we are having the main function. Now you can see here int ARR and then bracket is there. So what is this ARR and brackets? Well, it is nothing but array. What type? Integer type. So what number we can assign it? Integer numbers. So we are having some numbers like 12, 45, 67, 89, 64. So these are the integer number. Then 1 is the target. Now what is the target? Well, target is nothing but the number that we are trying to find. So do 89 is there? Yep, we can see 89 is here. So target is 89. Alright, I'm back. Now see int ARR. So 89 if you're trying to find. So like target, we can make a variable target, and then we are having one more variable which is nothing but found index is -1. Now why we will use -1? Because we already know that indexing of all the elements in array start with 0. In Java the indexing start with 0, then 0, 1, 2 and so on, some positive number, right? N is a positive number. So if it doesn't match with any index, and if it is not matched with this index, that means the index is -1. So if you found that the index is not -1, that means definitely some array element you found. But in case the index, if in case the index is -1, which means that that element is not present, that element is not present in the array. Okay, so this is how the logic work of linear search. Now how to find all the elements? So we already know that the indexing start with 0. So we will write int I equals to 0, and we will go I less than ARR dot length. It means that for example, let me tell you what we mean by ARR dot length. Let's say you are having this array ARR. Okay, so length means how many elements it is containing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total 5. So ARR dot length will be going to return the number 5. But you are saying we didn't have equal. We don't want equal there, because if total number of elements are 5, so we will go from 0 to 4. and here we are starting from 0. The 0 will become 0, first it will become 0, then it will become 1, it will become 2, it will become 3, and then it will become 4. Okay, so total 5 elements we can traverse. Now I am saying here that if ARRI is equals to target. Now what it is? Well, target is nothing but 89. So ARRI matlab the first element is ARR 0, which is 12. The second is ARR 1, which is 45. The third is ARR 2, which is 67. Then this third is ARR 89, which is equal to target. So if we found that any of the array element is equal to the target, then we will say that found index is I, which means that that particular element is of this index, and we have saved that index in found index. Okay, and then we will break the execution. We'll come here. If found index is some number, let's say the found index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 3 in this case. So 3 is not equal to -1. So since it is not equal to -1, so we will be going to come here. We will say that element we have founded, and that element is founded at the index number 3. Okay, so this is how we can handle this. So this is known as linear search. Now we are having another search, which is the binary search. Now coming to binary search, what binary search will do is, first of all, it will be going to take the list in order, okay, in sorted order. For example, let me make here this array which is already given here: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So let me make this array here, and let me explain you by making this array. This is 10, this is 20, this is 30, this one is 40, this is 50, and the last one is correct 60. Now let's give them indexing. You remember the elements are sorted. 10, then 20 is coming, then 30 is coming, and likewise. Now the first index is 0, then we're having 1, then we're having 2, then we're having 3 here, then we're having the 4, and the last one is a 5. Now the name of the array is ARR. Okay, the single dimensional array, isliye we are having this subscript. Now if you will do this, ARR.length, so the number it will return is 5. Why? Because total 5 elements are there in this array. Okay, now what binary search do? Binary search first go ahead and first it give the index. How it will give the index? It will put the low index to the very first element, which is 0 here, and then it will be going to put the high index to the last one. This is the high index. Okay, so and then it will be going to find out the mid index. Okay, now how it will find mid? It find mid, it will take the low, it will be going to add with high, and then it will be going to divide with 2. For example, the low is index 0, so I will write 0 here. The high is index 5, so I will write 5 here, then divide by 2. What is 5 by 2? 2.5, right? But coming to here, we will not deal with 2.5 because it is integer, so it will truncate that 0.5, so 2 will be left, right? So first we will be going to check in the middle. Okay, so the mid will be become 2. This one will be going to the mid. Okay, now we will be going to check. Okay, how we will check? Again, that same concept that we did in our linear search, that our this found index will be going to become -1. So you can see we are having one target. This is same, we are having the linear also, but only the difference is it must be sorted. We have the target element, then we are having low, which is 0, and high array length dot 1, which is the last index. Array dot length means 5, 5 minus 1 is 4, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this array dot length is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So the last index is 5. Now we will compare that low is less than equal to high. When low is less than equal to high, we already know that low is 0 and high is 5. So we will go in the mid, and the formula that I told you, low plus high by 2. That same thing we are doing, and we are storing that value in mid. So 0 plus 5 by 2 is 2.5, but we will truncate 0.5 because it's not double, it's integer. So it will become 2. So 2 will be stored in the mid. Okay, now we will be going to check with the help of mid. We will see that if array of mid, which is 2, if array of index 2 is equals to target, Now what is target? Target is 50. And what is array of 2? Array of 2 is 30. You can see here, no, 30 it is, and the target is 50. So what we will do, if we find it out, then we let's say luckily if the 50 was here, so we can say directly, okay, we have found the target, and this mid is nothing but now the found index, and we will break. But when this will false, like here it is false, so we will go, where we will go, we will check that target is greater than array of mid. So there are the two possibilities. Either the target will be greater, whatever the number we are searching, the number we are searching is 50. That 50 may be greater than 30, or the 50 may be smaller than 30. It depends. Right now the pivot is here, the mid is 30. So we already know that, 50 is greater than whom? 50 is greater than 30. So what we will do, we will be going to make mid plus 1 is the low. Let me tell you what I am trying to say. It is a bit tricky, but if you understand it, then it will be going to super easy. See, what I am trying to say here is, now this is my mid. Who is my mid? 30. Okay. Now what I will do is basically, I will be going to check this 30 with target element. Okay. If that 30 is less than, if this target is greater, okay, if the target is greater than this 30, it is here, right? So what we will do, we already know that 30 is mid. So what we will do, we will make low as mid plus 1. Now what is mid plus 1? Well, this is mid, this 2 is mid, so 2 plus 1 is 3. So mid plus 1 is 3. So now our new low will become who? Now new low will become 3. Who is high? High is 5. Okay, now it will truncate all these elements, like half list it is deleting. This is how the binary search is powerful, because it already know that if if the target is greater than array of mid, that means that the element will never present at left side. If the target is smaller than, like the condition is opposite, then we will make high, we will make this one as high. Mid minus 1 will make it high. Why? Because if the target is less than, if the target, for example, the target is 20 and 20 is less than 30, so you will never have that 20 here. Getting the differences? So this is how this powerful is, this list, this binary searches. For example, if you are having a 1 lakh element, so it will delete 50,000 element, then it will be going to delete 25,000 element. So this is how faster it will be going to truncate those elements which are of no use, and it will be going to take out the element which is of use. Okay. So now what is 3? Now new low is our 3 and high is 5. So what is 3 plus 5 by 2? 5 plus 3 is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 by 2 is 4. So 8 by 2 is 4. So you can see that 4 is our mid. Now if we compare array of mid, which is 4 is equals to target, yes, 50 is present there. So it is there. Now you can print this system.out.println, and here we are having ternary operator question mark. So if this is true, then this will be printed. If this is false, then this will be printed. You can remember this is the ternary operator. Okay. Now selection sort. Searching is done. Alright, so now we can see the sorting here. So there are two types of sortings coming to your syllabus. The one is selection and second is the bubble. Now coming to selection, you have to find the minimum and then you have to swap. Now in this logic here, you are finding the minimum. Okay, you are having an array. You already know that how to declare the array, and here in n you are taking the size. For example, the size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 elements are there total, so n value is 5. So you will write a for loop and you will always start with 0. Okay, the reason why you are starting this with 0, because we are going from the first element, and we already know that index of the array start with the 0. Now I am saying that do 0 is less than n minus 1. Now what is n? Well, the size of this array is 5. So we have stored the 5 here. So what is n minus 1? Which means 4. So we are going to last element minus 1. Okay. Now what we will do, first we will save this I, which is 0 right now, in this particular index, which is min of idx, min index. Now you have to find the minimum value. You will use the j variable, and you will start with I plus 1. So if I is 0, so I plus 1 matlab 0 plus 1, which is 1. So if the element is 0, so we will compare with 1. If the element is 1, we will compare with 2. If 2, then 3. Likewise, I plus 1. Now, the j is less than n. We already told you that what is n? This is the n. So, like we are going till the last. We are going till the last because n is 5. So the total elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are going till 4. The index of 4 is 11. The element which is presented index 4 is 11. Okay, and here we are having if a of j is less than a of minimum index. So then j, whatever the j index is, we will store in the minimum index. This is the logic. And if it is happening here, so here we will have to find the minimum element. Now what we will do, we will be going to swap. We will make those people who don't know about swapping, so please once revise how to swap two variables. Now using that again swapping logic, we will be going to swap that particular minimum number. It's a bit tricky, but this is how the concept is. If I would have a more time, so I would love to explain you in very much depth, but a bit I have to be quick here. Now 2D arrays. Now already we have discussed in our whiteboard about 2D arrays. Now just see here. See, you are having the class here. You are having the main function. Both the things you will do. In order to give 2D arrays, you have to put the data type. I am putting integer here, and then this MAT for the matrix. And since it is 2D array, so 2 times subscript I will do. Then equal. Then I put the braces and 1, 2, 3, comma 4, 5, 6, comma 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3 we have written in one this braces, then comma, then in another braces we have written 4, 5, 6, then comma, then in the third braces we are writing as 7, 8, 9. That means that we are talking about 3 rows. 1, 2, 3 is the first row, then 4, 5, 6 second row, 7, 8, 9 third row. Okay, you can write all this in one line also, but in order to have some good clarity, neat code, so they are writing like this. But in one line also you can write, no issue about it. Now int size equals to 3. Okay, now here you have given size is 3, one variable which is size is 3 you have given. Okay, now here you have also given two diagonal element, two variables. One is left diagonal sum for adding all the elements which is present in the left diagonal, and right diagonal sum to add all the element which is present in the right diagonal. Right now the sum is 0 because we know that any number you add with 0, it will be going to give you that number only. For example, 52 plus 0 is 52. So whatever the changes will happen to left diagonal and right diagonal when we will do the addition. So since it is 0, so we will add those number with 0, no problem. So we initialize with the help of 0 only. Now here I will be going to write system.out.println matrix multiplication. Now here we have to use the nested loop. So I am going from 0 to size, and now we know that what is size? Size is 3. Why they are taking size 3? Because there are 3 rows and 3 columns. So indexing will be from 0, 1, 2 and 0, 1, 2. Same array we have discussed on the whiteboard. They are also taking that same array. Okay, so that's the reason they have given size as 3. Now here I am saying that in j equals to 0, j is less than size, j plus plus, system.out.println ij. Now what this ij will do? Well, I is 0. 0 is less than 3? Yes. J is 0. Now j is less than size. So what is size? Size is 3. So it will be going to go, I will be going to be 0 only, and j will go from 0 to 2. Because 3 is not less than 3. So j will never become, take 3. Let me tell you what I am trying to say. See. The value of I from this starting loop is 0. Now do 0 is less than 3 because the value of size is 3. Yes, it is true. So with 0 we will go in j. Now what is j? J is 0. I is 0. J is also 0 now. Now 0 is less than size? Yes. So system.out.println print matrix ij. So whatever is there in this matrix ij, that particular thing will be printed. So what is there in ij? You can go in top. Here you are having 1. At 0, 0 location you are having the 1. Okay. Now please remember, here the value of I will be same only. The j will become 1. Then the value of I will be same only, and j will become 2. Then a value of I will be going to 0, and j will try to become 3, but since 3 is not less than 3, we are having size, the size was 3, so this will never happen, and this loop of j will break. When loop of j will break, it will go here, it will go to I plus plus, then loop of I will be going to increment it, so 0 will become 1. Now j will again run from 0 to 2, so it will become 1 0, it will become 1 1, it will become 1 2. Okay, then loop will again break, then j I will become 2, so it will become like 2 0, then 2 1, and then 2 2. Okay, then I will become 3, but 3 is not less than 3, so I and j both will fail. So your first element will be stored at, first three element will be stored at 0 0 0 1 0 2, second element will be stored at 1 0 1 1 1 2, and your third last three element will be stored at 2 0 2 1 2 2. And if you see that matrix, now 0 0 0 1 0 2 is the first row, 1 0 1 1 1 2 is the second row, 2 0 2 1 2 2 is the third row. So likewise, all these elements will be stored row wise. Okay, nice. Now here you are already having this matrix, but I have also covered up a scanner, so you already know with the help of a scanner how to take the value from the user. Okay, now if I is equals to j, then left diagonal will be matrix ij. This matrix ij is nothing but when I and j both are same, like 0 0 1 1 2 2. So here we are doing addition of all those elements where the I and j are same, that means we are doing the addition of the left diagonal element. And here we are saying that I plus j is size minus 1. What is I plus j size minus 1? Well, size is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So you can also write directly 2 also. So I plus j is equals to 2. That means we are talking about the right diagonal element. So these elements sum will be going to stored in right diagonal sum. Okay. Now system.out.println, it will be going to after one row, when it will go to the second row, so it will be going to println will be going to take the cursor to the next line, so it will give you the perfect matrix. Okay, now if you want to print the addition sum that is inside the left diagonal and right diagonal, so you will be going to have the this variables. Sum of the left diagonal is stored in left diagonal sum, and sum of the right diagonal is stored in right diagonal sum. Left diagonal sum, then right diagonal sum. And plus equal means that simple is what the if plus equal, this is known as shorthand notation. It is same as writing like this: right diagonal sum is equals to right diagonal sum plus matrix ij. Okay, so this is very important. And in the in left diagonal also, the same thing, and in the right diagonal also we are having the same thing. So it's very important to understand, and quite very important actually, that this is shorthand, and the both the equations are same only. The meaning of shorthand is nothing but add this particular variable, and then add with this matrix of ij. Okay, yeah, so let's move to the next chapter, which is string handling. So we already know that what is string. Now string is the collection of characters. Okay, so definition is like a string is an object that respects a sequence of characters. For example, my name Sadiq Ali, it's a sequence of characters, right? So many characters there, SADIQALI, so sequence of characters, right? Now immutability, like strings are in Java are immutable, matlab meaning once a string object is created, its value cannot be changed. Any change actually creates a new string object. So if you try to make the changes in a string object, so it will be going to make a new copy. Okay, now string array, a collection of multiple string. So you can have maybe array of all the players, cricket players of Indian team. So that is nothing but the multiple strings. So that is known as string array. So in the string array we can handle multiple strings at once. Okay, now essential string methods. Okay, I have used a bit of AI book and all those stuff. my experience, and then I created all these notes. So some of the snippet, the most important snippet is also, you can, it is coming from some of the AI. Now sorting strings alphabetical order. Now compare to method we will discuss. Now coming to double equal, it means equals, like A is equals to B, we will use with double equal. We will not use single equal. Single equal means assignment. Okay, and double equal means equal. Like A is like 10 is equal to 10. So 10 equal 10 means that that number 10 is equals to the 10 number. And dot equals, it is also used for comparison only, but we use in comparing two strings. For example, two names are there, n1 and n2. I can write that n1 dot equals n2, which means that we are comparing n1 with n2. I will show you in that code, don't worry. Compares memory address references, while equals compare the actual content. Okay. Now string value of, what it will do, it will be going to the static method convert any primitive type into a string. So value of function will be going to convert the primitive data type into string. Now there is something which is known as empty string. For example, if I put the double quotation and if I am not doing anything in it, not the space also, not any number or nothing I am doing in the double quotation, so that is known as empty string or null string. Empty string is is a string whose length is 0. For example, double quotation we are giving, but we are not giving inside that anything, so that is having 0 length. But null means that variable doesn't point to any object, so there is no object in that particular variable. Now very important here, ASCII difference to explain compared to that A is compared to B. It will going to give you -1. Why? Because we know that, please remember this, the value of capital A in ASCII character is 65. Okay, and B is 66, C is 67, D is 68, and likewise till Z. Okay, you can calculate what is Z. Now if you will do A dot, A is a character, dot, we know the ASCII value which is 65, compare to, and inside this compare to function, if I will put B, single quotation B, so we know that A is 65, and comparison means difference minus, it will compare with this B which is 66, and we already know that 65 minus 66 is nothing but -1. Okay, next. Now string transformation methods. So these methods return a new string because strings are immutable. For example, trim, it removes the leading and trailing spaces. For example, some spaces are there. As you can see here, here in this code, string s equals to space is there, then ICSE, then space, then 2026, then space. So if you will put s dot trim, acha trim is a function now, so these brackets are coming. So s dot trim means that put trim function on this particular value. So it will be going to delete all the space before and after. It's written now. Leading and trailing. Leading means here and trailing means here. So you can see here ICSE middle space will come, but leading means here and this trailing means here. These spaces will be removed with the help of trim function. Then you are having two lowercase. So lowercase, uppercase, the numbers will not be going to have any changes, but yeah, alphabets will be going to have the changes. So I am saying ICSE 2026 lowercase. So ICSE all will become lowercase. If I am saying S.2 uppercase, then all this ICSE will become 2. Matlab we are converting. Please remember 2 means conversion. Okay, so we are converting S to uppercase. That S value, whatever it is, here the S value is this. You can also take from the user by scanner class. Here the S value is ICSE 2026. Now all these are getting converted to the uppercase. Then you are having replace. Now what is replace? Well, replace 2 by 3. So wherever it will start from left side and it will search for 2. So whenever it will find 2, so replace function will be going to replace the 2 with 3. So this 2 will become 3 and then this 2 will become 3. So replace function will be going to search for that particular character and then it will change with the argument 2. Whatever is, for example, if I am writing 2, 4. So it will change the 2 with 4. Then extraction and inspection methods. Okay, these are the most important for section V programming. So now length will be going to return the total. Here you are having these brackets. Please remember, but when you are dealing with array, so you are not having these brackets. So length will be going to count the number of characters and it will be going to print the length of it. Then you are having char t. Okay, char t index. This we have seen when we were discussing about the char. So it will give you the, this gets a character at the specific position. So where is that position? So it will be going to give. Now we are having substring start comma end. So extract a portion. Note the end index is not included. So this one substring we will look here coming to this particular string. It is very important. Substring a bit tricky also. So please remember the point very clearly. Okay. Okay. So here you can see that there is a word that is computer. So we are using we are having string here and the variable is msg, and msg is short form for the message. Now equals to computer. Now in computer how many characters are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters are there. So if I will write system.out.println msg.length, so it will count that, okay, so total 8 characters are there, so output will become 8. If I am writing msg char at 0, so what is present at 0? We know that indexing start with 0, so at 0th position we are having capital C. So that's the reason in the output you are having the capital C. If you are writing here instead of 0, let's say you are writing maybe number 2. Okay, so in the number 2, what is at 2 position? 0, 1, 2. So m is there. So if you are writing 2 there, so then m will be printed. Okay, now this substring very important, I told you. So println msg dot substring 0, 4. So 0, 4, what it will do is it will be going to start from here 0, then 1, then 2, and then 3. That's it. 0, 4 it will never go till 4. It will go till 3 only. 0, 5 will never go till 5. It will go to 4 only. So whatever the number that you have given here, minus 1 to it. Okay. For example, 0, 4. So what is 4? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. U is 4. But you can see in the output we didn't have U. We are having from 0 to 3 only, and that is very important. Now coming to here, msg.substring 4. Now what it will do? It will count from here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is 4? U is there. So from 4th index to the last, utter word is there, no? UTER. So this utter word will be going to print it. So please make this note, substring method. They asked, ICSE asked, I don't know, it's a favorite method or what, but I saw them, they are asking substring method. Okay. Now searching methods are there. Now like you can use that, you can use this find the position of the characters or substrings. Now index of will be going to find the first occurrence of the index, and last index of will be going to find the last index. I will tell you with example, so it will be super clear, don't worry. For example, here we are having a string s, and the value is Malayalam, one of the language of our country, Malayalam, right? Okay. Now see, here we are having system.out.println s.index of a. Index of, not last index of. So index of a means we are going from here. So please make a note that indexing will every time start with 0. If you are start with 1 now, so your whole answer will be got wrong. So what is 0? M is there at 0. And what is 1? Capital A. Okay. So at A, this capital A is at index 1. So the output is 1. Now when we are saying last index of, so that means we will be going to come from right side. So right side A, we are having right side A here. So if you see the indexing, so it starts with 0. So 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. And this A is 7. Since you are writing last index of, so the output is coming 7. Then system.out.println s.index of z. Now index of whom? Z. So the z is not present here. You can see that if you will see this entire word in Malayalam we didn't have z. So the output will come -1. So whenever the -1 is coming in the output, that means that return has found nothing. Okay. Now some comparison in Boolean methods are there. Now these are like true, false, or an integer, essential for if conditions. One is equal, it will check for equal is case sensitive. What do you mean by case sensitive? For example, I am writing here Tom, okay, T-O-M, and I am writing again Tom. So they both are having different case. How they are having the different case? Here T is uppercase and here T is the lowercase. That's the reason they are having the different case. So this Tom is not equal to that Tom. If you are making it capital T, then they both are equal. If you are using equals, okay. But the solution is there. Equals ignore case. Now if you give Tom and Tom to this, it will ignore the case. Okay, they both are equal here. Why? Because it will ignore this capital and lower. It will just see the character. This is T, this is T, this is O, this is O, this is M, this is M. So it will be going to, it will be going to say that this, they both are equal. Now start with and with, it will for prefix and suffix. I will tell you here what is that. Now compare to, again it will do the comparison. Chali, let's see that. Here I have S1 which is Java. In this Java the J is capital. In here I have Java, here the J is small, lowercase, okay? Okay. Now S1 dot equals to S2. They both are not equal, so false is coming. Now equal function returns, it's a boolean type of function, so it will return you true or false. Please remember that. Now S1 dot equal ignore case. So we are ignoring this capital J and small j. We say okay, the letters are same, go ahead. That's the reason it is giving true. S1 dot start with JA. We already know that S1 is starting with JA. So that's why it is true. S1 dot compare to JB. Now you are comparing with JB. Whom? S1. What is S1? S1 is Java. And we are comparing with capital J and capital B. Okay. So if you can see that, in the ASCII, A is 97 and B is 98. Okay. So when J and J, they both are same. So comparison will happen between A and B. Please remember that. Here J and J, they both are same. So it will be got ignored and the comparison will start between small a and small b. Now what is small a? We know that capital A is 65 but small a is 95. You can make a point, okay? It's very important. Coming to ASCII code, the small a is 90, not 95, sorry. It is small a is 97. So I am saying that you have to compare A with B, which is A minus B, which is 97 minus 98. Again we are getting the minus 1. Very important. Please make the note. Okay. Now some more because comparative function is important, so I have make some more notes about it. So so much of notes I have created for comparative function, but we will go a bit fast, so everything will be super easy for you. Now to compare two method, compare two string, as I told you, it will compare two strings lexicographically, matlab the dictionary order, based on the ASCII values. It returns an integer calculated. Okay, ASCII value of the first differing character in S1 minus ASCII value of the first differing character in S2. Differing they are saying. For example, here JJ was same now, so it was ignoring. It was doing the comparison between A and B. If these characters are same, then it will ignore it and it will find for the one which is not the same. Here the A and there was the B. Now three scenarios can be there. Result could be positive. S1, for example, S1 is a large number, maybe 98 minus 97. It will be going to give you this 1. So like B, what is A? A is 65 and B is 66. So 66 minus 65 will be going to give you 1. Okay. There's a time when result will be going to become 0. For example, A is comparing with A only. So 65 minus 65 will be going to give you same result, which is 0. And negative 1, we have seen that minus 1. So for that particular result, we can have the minus 1. Now comparison can be happen here. Here cat is compared with apple. So we know that what is C? C is 67 and what is A? A is 2. So yeah, so 67, sorry, C is 67 and A is 65. So what is 67 minus 65? It's 2. So the result for this will be going to output will be 2. Now here Java is there, Java is there. See, all the characters are same here, Java. So it will be going to return you this 0 only, because there's no comparison in that way, because the symbol are not differing, all the symbols are same, so the output will be 0. Here apple is compared with ball, so A is 65 and B is 66. So 65 minus 66, minus 1 it will return. Now system output println case sensitivity Java dot compare to Java, it will be going to give you this minus 32, because capital J and small j, they both are having different value, and if you will be going to solve them, so you will be going to have the minus 32. Now let me highlight this. I really request you guys to make a note of this. This is like very important actually, because if you will ignore this, so it may happen that you will unable to do so many questions. Just remember this, the capital A is 65, small a is 97, and 0 to 9 they might not ask this one, it's not that important, but capital A is 65, capital Z is 90, small a is 97, small z is 122, 122. You have to remember that, and the easy part is that, if you will do if you will write 65, then 66, 67, they are on order. So 66 means B, 66 means 66 means B, 67 means C, right? So they are in order, like 97 is A, so 98 is B, 99 is C, 100 is D, likewise. So it's very important. Here here coming to Java and JavaScript, if they are compare, so it will be become 4 minus 10, which is nothing but minus 6. So how it is happening? We can check it out, this one. Remind them that one is prefix of another. So Java is prefix. Yep, Java is prefix of JavaScript. So compared to return the difference in length. So okay, so it's very important. Please make a note. This one is very important. When you are having some prefix, here we are having Java the prefix, okay? And so when this situation is coming, that we are having prefix here in that word. So the length of the prefix is 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are having 4 here. And the length of this word is 4 plus 6, which is 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here 4 minus 10, which is minus 6. So this is how comparative function will act in this case. This is a special case, okay? When one string is having prefix of another, like Java is the prefix of JavaScript. Now concatenation, it will join, like you are having this plus now. Plus is also known as concatenation operator. We are using so many times in our system.out.println statement. So concat function will also do the same thing. It will be going to join the two strings, okay? Now we are having this value of, it's a static method that converts any data type into string. We have already discussed this value of, you are having some data type and you want to convert that data type into a string. Earlier we have seen that with the help of parse we can change string to a data type like integer or double. Now we are doing opposite with the help of value of. So we are changing a data type into a string, okay? Now see the practical use of it. For example, I have a string A hello and a string B as world. So if I will do system.out.println A concat with B, so it will be going to give you hello world. Okay. Now you are thinking this space is coming. Well, this space is not coming because of concat. This space is coming because of this space after O. You can see here there is a space, this one after hello. So this is coming because of that space. So you can make the note, okay? Concat, if the space is not here, for example, let's say this word will be like this. So here also you will not have any space. So it will be hello world will be going to come together only. Now you are having int num equals to 53. So string we are having this variable which is str num. So string dot value of num. So in the num you are having 53. Now value of 53 means that this particular this is very important. They can ask you in this a small coding program that give the output of the code. So here that we are having num 53, very easy line, we all know about this line. Here we are having string num, this is variable which is of type string. I am saying that string dot value of num. So what is value of num is 53. So string dot value of 53 means that this 53 will become a string. Matlab 53 is not a number, okay? So here strn is 53, but 53 is not a number because this 53 is coming from value of. So if you will be going to write here system.out.println 53 plus 10, so it will not give you 63. It will be going to give you 5310. Why? Because 53 is not a number there. 53 is a string. A string is concatenating with the number. It's possible, but it will not do the addition. It will write a complete number. This 53 is a string, and the 10 is actually the integer. So it is coming like 5 3 1 5 3 10. You can say 5 3 10. Okay, it's not 53 or 5310. All right, so these are some of the important notes. Now some more important point I have to discuss with you guys, some of the final tips. But before that, variable description table. So this is how you can make. It's very important, because let's say you are writing the code 15 mark question, and you are writing entire logic correctly, but you are not making variable description table. So what problem will happen is they will deduct your marks. So in some of the textbooks I've read that they are deducting like 2 to 3 marks. So it is that important. Okay, so here you are having like variable name. It is very easy. Okay, whatever the variables you are using, for example, you are making integer array. Okay, so you can write here a double r, that integer array a double r, and then you give here data type. You are using integer, write down integer, and here you can write the purpose. Very simple straight line, like to store the list of integer elements. So that is the reason we are using a rr array. Now target is to store the number to be searched. It is very simple actually, one liner, that's it. I, which is using in the loop control variable for iterating through the array, and this you can write in your own words also. So it's not it's some strictness is there, that some conventions they are following. You can write in your own words also, no issue about it. Now found index integer, to store the position of the element if found, like initialize 2 minus 1. Okay, now some of the tips here. Okay, now you can see that variable description table, as we have discussed, so it can take 2 to 3 marks. So please, very important. Now common output questions come from like this one, which is math.pow and math.sqrt. So please remember, it will always return the double value. So it will not return you 9. It will give, the output will come 9.0. The 0.0 is very important there. Okay. Now string dot substring, we discuss if it is 1 comma 4, so we have to go from 1 to 3. Okay. Now it will exclude the index 4. Last index it will exclude substring function. System.out.println, we know that print will be going to print in one liner only. If you are having multiple print statement, all the output will come in one line. Println, put the cursor to the next line. So one stays on the same line and the another moves to the next line. Now syntax will be like case sensitivity. Java is the case sensitive language. So if, and this, so many people are doing this thing. They are writing if is like this, capital I, capital small f. No, like the correct for if is this only, if, because it's a keyword and Java is case sensitive. So this if is wrong. Okay. Semicolon after every statement is important. So please recheck after writing the code, that you have put the semicolon properly everywhere. You have to ensure that class name in the code matches. For example, you are using a selection sort, so it should match. Ensure that class name in the code matches the logic. So whatever logic you are writing, so please make a class name that is relevant to that only, right? So these are some of the recording tips. This is actually for me. All right, nice. So we have finished up. I will be going to share this particular notes. I will go to share, and I will be going to share these notes to you guys on the YouTube channel part 2. If I forgot, so please remind me that. And that was all about the theory part. And now just move towards the coding part now. We will do a bit of code and we will finish it. Okay, nice. I will go to Blue. So I have already made classes for you, so that I will not waste your time, because it's so many things in a very small amount of time. So I have prepared everything in advance for you guys. Now this is a linear search, binary search. This is a bubble sort algorithm. This is the program selection sort. Finals and happy we did for our practice. And 2-dimension array, it is about. Some series program, fraction series are also there. Triangle, right angle triangle, very common. So we have put this also. And this vowel counter, this we will see. And matrix master, it is about I think 2D array. And initialize pattern, again from the string. And palindrome, most favorite topic of ICSE. number palindrome and string palindrome. We have covered both. Okay, so like both the things we can discuss. I will start one by one. Okay, let's go with two-dimensional array. Compile it. Now you can see that we have made an array which is car. 3, 3 matlab 3 into 3 is 9. It can handle total 9 elements. Okay, we are giving a message that enter the names of the 9 favorite cars. So we will go from here like 0 to 3, 0 to 3. Okay, so this is this for loop is for the row. This is a nested for loop. For example, 3 row is there and 4 columns are there. So here you will have 3, and for the j you will have 4. Right now it's 3 3. So here we are having 3 and here we are having the 3. Now cars is the name of the array. So car ij means we are putting this I here and we are putting this j. Then assign to sc dot next line. Next line means it can take, for example, the name of the car is Tata Indica or Maruti 800 or something like that, which is having more than 2 words. So Mercedes Benz, again 2 words are there. So next line will be going to handle that. Okay, nice. Here we are taking the values. Now here we are what we are doing here is printing the value. System.out println. Here we didn't have the println. Okay, here we have the println. First we take the values. After the taking the values, we are printing the values. The for loop will be same here. You can see the for loop body 0 to 3, 0 to 3, 0 to 3, 0 to 3, because 3 rows and 3 columns are there. Agar 4 columns were there like this, so this loop you have to go till 4, the inner loop, because inner loop will be going to tackle the number of columns. Okay, this is very important point. All right, let's compile it and run the code. Two dimension was the name of the class. Enter. It is not 9 actually. It will we have to give total 12 values, because I have changed the number from 3 to 4, and 3 for the 12. Right. Let me give you some number values here. 1 A B C D E F G H I J K L C. It is giving me all these rows A B C, then D E F G H I J K L, like 4 like 4 column A B C D, then again 4 column till H, then again 4 column I to L. It is not coming in like a different line, because we didn't use println here. So in order to print it in different line, you have to uncomment this println. So this is system.out.print. So it's just printing all the cars name A B C D, and println will be going to, like, this for loop will be going to complete one complete row, and after that for the second row this I should become 1. So then this particular println will move to the second row. Let me tell you what I'm trying to say. Compile, close it, right click, main. Okay, and now it is again asking enter 5 cars. Let me write this time numbers. Okay, you can see that 1 2 3 4 are they coming in one line, then println 5 6 7 8 second row, then 9 0 2 3 the third row. Okay, all right, so this is how we print the values into the array. Now finding the index. For example, you are having some numbers here, this is how we give size. For example, we don't know the array. There are two things. I want to open my whiteboard so that I can explain it clearly. See, there are two conditions of arrays. The one condition is that you are taking the value from the user. Okay, you are taking the value from the user. The another condition is that you yourself initializing the value. When you are initializing the value, so you will not be going to give size. You will not be going to give the size. But when the user is giving the value, okay, so you must have to give the size. You must declare the size. For example, user means we take the value with the help of the scanner class. Okay, let's say I have a scanner class, and I'm taking five values from the user, or maybe I'm making an array of maybe I can take 12 values. So we know that, okay, so 4 into 3, 4 1 the 4, 4 2 the 8, 4 3 the 12. So this can give me the this array can give me the 12 12 values. I can take 12 values from the user in this array. So now user is giving me value now. So how I can do it? I can just make an array integer arr brackets, and here I have to give equals, then I have to give new, again integer, and here I have to give the size. Okay, let me give the size 4 and then 3. Why is here we are giving the size? Because user will be going to give that value. Okay, so at all the indexes from this 0 1 2 3 row, and column will be 0 1 2. Here user will be going to give value by himself or herself, right? That's the reason declaring of the size is important. But let's say, you are you are giving the value. How you can give the values? For example, I am writing here int. I can write arr again. Maybe just make arr1 and make arr2, so we will not have any confusion. And here we can also give the value by ourselves. How? I will put the bracket, and let me give here the first row. Let's say the first row is nothing but 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Then I will put comma, and I will give the second row. Okay, let's say 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8. I will put the bracket, and let me do the third, maybe 9 comma 10 comma 11 comma 12. Okay, I will close the bracket, semicolon. So here no, we have given by ourselves. So this size declaration we will not do. When we initialize ourselves, we will not declare the size. And when user will be give the value, first we have to declare the size of the array. Then only we can take the value from the user. Okay. Nice. Enter the 5 numbers. So you can have from 0 to 4. And 0 to 4 means all the 5 numbers. And we can take from the user sc.nextInt. Then we can find a number. So if we have to take that number in n, and we are going from index 0 to 4, 0 1 2 3 4, and rn is taking j, so j value is 0, so we are checking for the index 0 first, and we are comparing with n. If we found that okay, it is matching, that means we will make the flag as 1, and we will put that position in. We are making this pose variable here, which was -1 earlier, and we are putting this j. So why we are putting j? Because we found that it is matching with n, so that whatever the value of j we will put in the pose. Okay, so we'll say that if flag is 1, for example, the value of flag is 1, it means that we got inside this if. When we got inside the if, we will get inside the if when the indexed element will be going to match with the element that we are trying to find. Okay, then only we will have the flag is equals to 1. Now for that particular thing, we will say, yep, the search is successful, and that we found the element at the position POS. So that position is nothing but j, that index. If the flag is not 1, which means we never entered here. If the flag is not 1, that means that we never entered to this particular if condition. If we are not entered to this if condition, it means that okay, the element is not found out. All right. Correct. Now compile it, close it. So what we are trying to find, we have to take the number from the user, and then we have to find that number according to this code. Actually, so many classes are there, and I think we are having very less time to go ahead. So I just wanted to explain you everything. If you want to test this code by yourself, so you can do by yourself. So the code is available to you, so you can compile it by yourself and you can run it, because I have to cover up all these things. So I will do a bit faster. Okay, now you can see here we are having the student class, And here we are having two data members, string name and this integer marks. Now here student is not having void, it is not having any data type, that means it's not a function. So it's a constructor. Why? Because it is having same name as the name of the class. Now string n comma m, so this n is here, this name is here, this marks is here, and n is here and m is here, right? So what is that? Well, this is nothing but we are binding up this outside, which is known as the instance variable, with the parameterized variable that is having in the constructor. So we have connected both of them. Now display function we made, this is void. So here void is non-return type function. So whenever it is non-return type, so we will not write here return keyword. We are not returning any value. If we will do, then it will give an error, because you know this is non-return type. Println statement, we can have any number of println statement, but we can't give return keyword. Return we only give when you know we are having some data type here. For example, integer. Then if I put a return 0, it will make sense. Okay. So we are having println name marks, we can print in display. So here you can see that, and the name of the class is student. So first I have to make the object of the student, and here in this constructor I pass two values, because this constructor was taking two values, string n and integer m. So in string I put name Ali, and integer m I put 92, and now I am connecting this object s with the display function, because display function belongs to the class whose name is student, and s is the object of the student. So s.display will be going to display both the lines of the code. Okay, nice. Now fraction series, this is very common problem. You learn the approach, baki you know they are repeating the questions also. So if you know one approach, then you can handle any of the particular scenario. So okay, so you know system.out.println, so you are taking a value from a user in the variable whose name is n. Okay, so user will be going to give you any value. Now please use double for these type of problems, because it is fractional. Coming to fractional, most of the time it do happen that answer is coming in decimals, that is floating point dot. So I'm making a some variable here which is 0.0, and I'm starting from 1 and I'm going till n. So what is n? The number given by the user. Now here we are having the series. So what this series is? Well, this series is starting with 1. Let me write this series here on my board. This series is like this: 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 plus 3 by 4 plus so on n minus 1 by n. This is the series. Now let's say what is n? N is given by user. Let's say n is nothing but 8. So this series will be like this: 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 plus 3 by 4 plus 4 by 5 plus 5 by 6 plus now 6 by 7 plus now this 7 is nothing but n minus 1, and this n is nothing but 8. So this is how the addition of all this we have to print it. It will happen in one liner. It's just a one liner code. One liner. Okay. See, sum 0. We are having 0 here in the sum. Now we will be going to go here. Int I equals to n, and we are int I equals to 1 and I is less than n. The sum equals to sum plus double, because you know I and we have declared here integer, but if the value is coming in fraction, so we will be going to do typecasting and we will put double here. So we are putting here I equals to I divided by 10. I divide by I plus 1. So the first I is 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2, so it will become 1 by 2. Sum is 0, so 0 plus 1 by 2. Then I value will be incremented. Now I will become 2, so it will become 2 by 2 plus 1, which is 2 by 3. Then it will be I value will be again incremented. So whatever value that user is given, for example user has given you n is 5, so it will go from n minus 1 by n, I by I plus 1. Okay, and after that in this sum variable we have stored everything. So here we can put the sum. Let me compile it and run it. enter the value of this. I'm doing 5. So it is giving like 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 plus 3 by 4 plus 4 by 5. And if you will do that, so this particular answer will come. Okay. This is the fraction series. Sometime, in the fraction series, they will be going to give you a very simple logic like what is the addition of 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus so on. Some even number they can give you, maybe 112. So again, with the help of a loop only, you can do for loop. And for going from two numbers at a time, one more thing that you can do, I equals to I plus 2, because I plus plus will be going to increment the pointer with 1, but I equals to I plus 2 will be going to increment the value of variable I with 2. Now ASCII pattern is there. Now this is a very common pattern and it's a bit important also. We already know that that 65 is what? 65 is the ASCII value of capital A, right? So let's compile this code. Close it. ASCII pattern. It is given A, then AB, then ABC, ABCD, and all are capital ABCDE. So what is happening here? Let me discuss with you. So we are going from 0 to 4. Okay. And here we are going from 65 to 65 plus I. If the I is 0, so 65 plus I is 65 plus 0 is 65. Then when I will become 1, so 65 plus 1 is 66. Then I will become 2, 67, 3, 68, 4, 69. So we will go from 65, then 66, 67, 68 and 69. It will be going to give us this particular pattern, because J for the first time it will run for the one time only. So 65 is A. And why it is not giving 65, it is giving capital A? Because we have right char here. So the J value is J value is 65, but char J means that what is the equivalent value 65 in character, which is capital A. Okay, and same thing is happening with B, C, and D, and E, and F. Okay. Now you're having the right angle triangle. Now master revision we already did, and upper I think we have to do. This is very simple. We have discussed like upper and lower. So capital G, small g, character dot to uppercase. It will return you capital G. This one. It will return you capital G. Okay. Now right angle triangle. Okay, so these type of pattern problems they sometimes give. Now here you can see that whenever the pattern program will become, so they will be going to use the loops. For example, if they are giving you some kind of a pattern where they are having space and then they are having the numbers, so you can have a one for loop for handling the rows, and one for loop you can handle for the spaces, and one for loop you can handle for the values, and println for coming from the one row to the next row. Compile it, close, right click, main. Okay. Now you can see that first space is coming, then one is coming, then space is coming, then 1 2 space, 1 2 3, then no space. This one, because of this loop the space was coming, as was started from 1, and let's say n was given by the user here 4 minus 1 is 3. We are going from like 1 2 3 4, because s plus plus is there. Then we are going from like the I value is incremented. First we are going from 4 minus 1, which is 3. We are going from 1 to 3. Then we are going for the 2 time. Then we go for the 1 time. Then we go for the 0th time. Because of this pattern, it is getting possible. Okay. And here we are having one space. I think we are having more than one space. 2 spaces are there. And here we are printing the value in J. Now this is very simple. Reverse right angle triangle. So if I will compile it, let me show you the output. This one. So here you can see that 5 rows are printed at once, then 4, then 3, then 2, and then 1. that means decrementation is happening. Okay, I will go here, and you can see that I am going from 5 to 1, and then then I will be going to go from, like, first the value of I will be 5, so, and j is 1 only. So do j is 1 is less than or equal to 5? Yes. So I will increment the j. So j will come from 1 2 3 4 5. Then I value will be decremented. So j is 1 only. So j I will become, because of I minus minus, from 5 I will become 4. So j will go from 1 to 4, then 1 to 3, then 1 2, and then 1. That's the reason you have observed this pattern here. This one. It was going first from 1 to 5, then 1 to 4, then 1 to 3, then 1 2, and then 1. Because the j is connected with I. First time the I was 5, so it was going from 1 to 5. Then it was the second time the I value was decreases and it become 4. It was going from 1 to 4. Okay. In the last, the I was just 1 only, so it printed 1. Okay, it's clear. Control key. Now we are having linear search. This is very simple. You can see the code. We are making an integer array, and then we are giving some bunch of values. Now we are not making the array size because we are initializing the size by ourselves. Now here we are having enter number to search. In the target variable, we are giving access fc.next integer. We are giving option to the user that, okay, you can enter a number here. Okay. If you found, we are making a variable found index which is -1. So if, and we are going from 0th index, because in array the indexing start with 0, to array dot length, which is length of the array -1. Matlab, if the length of the array is 5, so we are going from 0 to 4, which is total 5 numbers. So if we found any of the indexes matching the target, so found that index, it was -1, but then we can make it I. So I is nothing but the index. Okay, then we break it. And if we got like, okay, the found index is not -1, that means we found the element. In this case, we can say success, that element is found, and we'll print that particular index. If it is not the case, then we say search failed and the element is not present in the array. Bubble shot is. Now here, we again, this is the same thing. We have array, and then after the array, we have, now you can see that here. So we are having all these numbers in the array, and one target we can have like what we are trying to find. And here then we are having, in the lower, let's say I have 0, and high array dot length. What is the length of the array? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8 minus 1 is 7, and the 7 in the index of 92. So high, we are having the 7th index, and found index every time we are doing in linear also, and in binary also we do the same, that is -1. Now this is a logic which happen in while loop. If low is less than high or equal to high, which means low is 0 and high is I think 7, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Low is 7 because array dot length -1. So obviously 0 is less than 7. So we will go to mid. So what is 0 plus 7 by 2, which is 3.5, which is 3. So we will try to search on 3. 0 1 2 3. At 47 we will find. Search. The element is 53. We know that since the element is 53, so we will never have that 53 before 47. Because the elements are sorted. So for this condition, what we'll do? So this 53 will make our new low. So how to make it new low? We can make with mid is equals to low plus 1. Sorry, low is equals to mid plus 1. So this is mid. So we will making this as low. 53 low. So low is equals to mid. This is mid. So this is mid plus 1. 47 is mid. So 53 is next to 47. So 53 is next to 47. So 53 is nothing but mid plus 1. And since we already know that in the left hand side here, in the left side, we will never have the 53 number because the arrays are sorted. So because of that, what we will do is we will be going to make this 53 is our low. How to make it low? We can make it with the help of low is equals to mid plus 1, because 47 is mid. So mid plus 1 means 53. If we are saying that low is equals to mid plus 1, which means that This is our new low and this is our high. So what is low plus high now? So this will be around, like this is 7 and this is 0. So 0 plus 7 is nothing but 3.5. So 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright. So the 53 will be the new index. So 53 will be here 0. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so this will become 0 and this will become 3. So 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 by 2 is 1.5. So we will find our element here. If we don't got our element here, then we will be going to find here. And then we will got our element here. Okay. So if it is low, then mid plus 1. If the element is left side, so high is equals to mid minus 1. If we are having some small element, so we will not going to change the low. We will be going to make 47 is our new high. How we can make it new high? We will do high equals to mid minus 1. High equals to mid minus 1. It's a bit tricky, but if you can somehow understand it, so it is super easy also. So if you found the element, you see that okay, the element is not minus 1, that means you found the element and you will print the index. But if the element is not, if the index is minus 1, found index is minus 1, that means that element is not present. Next is bubble sort. These three classes we already discussed, so I'm putting it here. Bubble sort, okay. Now here we are having some elements in the array ARR 25, 12, 45, 8 and 30. Again we will after having the elements, first thing we will take out the length of that particular array. And then here in the for loop we are having int I from 0 we are going to n minus 1, and here we are having the swapping logic. You guys might remember the swapping logic. It is very simple. How we swap the numbers. Here just we put the position. J is greater than j plus 1. Temp array of j is j plus 1. Array of j plus 1 is temp. So with the help of this swapping logic, do you want a revision of swapping logic? Let me do it for you. It is very easy actually, okay. But that swapping logic is used in bubble sort also and in selection also. So you can see that after the swapping will happen, so that array is sorted, and we will print that array here in ARR. Okay. Now this swapping logic is used here also. You can see that. Now see, instead of doing like this, num equals to num colon r, you can do your this simple loop, which is you are starting from this first index to the last, this one, 0 to n, and with the help of this logic also, it will be going to give you the same answer. Here also they will use the swapping logic. See, first they will be going to find the smallest element, and after that they will be going to do the swapping, and after that they will be going to give you the sorted array. Okay, let's see the swapping code once. I will make a new class. Let's make it swap. Okay. Now let's discuss the swapping logic. Class, the name of the class is swap, swap, and let's write our main function here. We're having public static void main string as capital args. Okay, here I'm giving some values. Let's say I'm giving here maybe int number 1 equals to 30, integer number 2 equals to 50. Okay, now if I will print this, see system.out.println see, I'm printing num1. I just want to put some space. Okay, and then I'm printing the num2. Now if I will run this code, and you know the what will be the output. Let me compile it, close it, right click main, okay, then 30 and 50 are coming. Okay, now this bubble sort logic we are having now, this swapping logic. If we will use this swapping logic, then you can see that with the help of this logic we can actually uh, just interchange the position of first and second number. Okay, now I will go here, and I will be going to first make a variable which is nothing but temp. That's a temporary variable, and I will do like this: temp is equals to num1, and then I will say num1 is nothing but equals to num2, and then I will make num2 as temp. Don't worry about what I'm doing here, I will explain everything. See, I made a variable here which is a temp. I can also do here also in temp, no issues. And I think this one I can remove. It will work. So now what I did, I make a one variable. I make a one variable which is whose name is temp. Okay, I made one variable whose name is temp. Okay, and what I did, I put the value of num1 in this. So what is num1? So num1 was 30. Now I stored in temp. Now what I did, I have this already one variable which is num1. Okay, so what I do num2, the value of num2 I stored in num1. So num2 was 50. So right now the num2 is having 50. So in the third line what I did, I also have this num2 variable already. So what I did here is I stored whatever is there in temp in num2. So what was there in temp? It was 30. So I have stored the 30 in the num2. Now if I will print num1 and num2, you will see that num1 will become 50 and num2 will become 30. Okay, let's check that. I will just use this line only, the same line which I have written here. I will copy this line and I will paste it, Control V. Let me run the code, compile, close, right click, main. Okay, you can see that in the first line it is coming 50 30, 30 50. In the second line it is coming 50 30. It swapped it. Okay, now we are having something which is known as palindromes, which are very important. So in palindrome we are having like the number palindrome. So let's say you are having class, then you are having main function. Inside the main function you are having a number. Now what is palindrome? We know that palindrome is something like a number that is read from left side or right side, it is the same only. For example, I have a number which is 1 to 1. If I will read from left side, it is 1 to 1. If I will read from right side, it is 1 to 1. So these type of numbers are known as palindrome. Even some strings are also palindrome. Like when I was at my school, I was having one friend whose name was Nitin, Nitin. Okay, so if you will read his name from left side, so it is Nitin only. If you will read his name from the right side, again it is Nitin only. So these type of names are also called as palindrome. So if you are reading from either side, so the word is same only. Now here we are having yeah. So first thing first, whatever the value we are having, which is n, we will make it copy so that our value is safe. Because when you will work with palindrome, so it happens that this n value will be going to process. Because of that, you might end up with losing the value. So we first make a copy of it. Then we make a variable which is reverse, that will be going to reverse the entire number. So right now reverse is 0. So I will start this logic with the help of while loop. I will say that while n is greater than 0. So what is n? 121. Do 121 is greater than 0? Of course. Now I will go to integer d. I will say that n mod 10. What is n? 121. Now what is 121 mod 10? Now 121 mod 10 will be going to give you the last value. Okay, let me tell you what it will do. So 121 mod will 10. This will be going to give you this last value. For example, if you will try to divide this with 10, so you try it out. 10 divided by 121, and mod is nothing but the remainder, we know that. So 10 into this, how much? 10 into 12. Okay, 10 into 12 is 120. So you are having remainder as 1. So this is nothing but the remainder. If you will try to divide 12 with 10, so you will have 10 on the 10, and then you will have the remainder is 2. Okay. If you try to do for this 1, so you can't do for 1, so this 1 will be the remainder only. So you can see that here you are having 1, here you are having 2, and here you are having 1. So this is nothing but the reverse of 1 to 1, which is 1 to 1 again. Okay, so every time the d will be going to have some value which is nothing but the reverse value. So yeah, so from the 1 to 1, first we got d as 1, so we put 1 here. So reverse was 0, so 0 into 10 will be going to give you 0 into 10 will be going to give you 0 only, and 0 plus 1 will be going to 1. So in the reverse we will have the number 1. And what is n? N is this number 1 to 1, and 1 to 1 divided by 10. It will be going to give you 1 to 1 divided by 10. It will be going to give you 12.0, 12.1, and 12.1 is nothing but 12 only, because we will truncate it. Do 12 is greater than 0? Yes. Now what is 12 more 10? 12 more 10 is nothing but 12 more 10 is nothing but 2. Now what is reverse? Reverse was having 1. So what is 1 into 10? 10. What is 10 plus 2? 12. So in the reverse the new value will be 12. Now n will divide by 10 again, so n will become 1. Okay, so in the reverse you are having the 12. Do 1 is greater than 0? Yes. Now what is this 1 more 10 will be going to give you? It will give you 1 only. Now 12 into 10 is 120, and 120 plus 1 is 121. So the reverse value will be 121. So the copy value, which is this, and the reverse value, they both are 121, they both are same. That means that that particular number is a palindrome. If you are having a number which is like 123, so in the reverse the number will be stored 321, and they both are not equal. That's the reason they are not palindrome. So if the number is palindrome, then only with the help of this logic that particular number will be printed as a palindrome. Okay, nice. Similarly, we are having a string palindrome. This is also very simple. We use functions here. So for example, the word madam. So madam, you start from read from here, or you read from here. So it is madam only. Now there's the one thing with the strings, that you please have the output in capital uppercase, or try to make if that it is not giving uppercase, so you can use .to uppercase function and you can convert to uppercase, because sometimes it do happen, it is case sensitive, and that will be going to do problem. But one more solution is that you can use ignore case, so then this problem will not come. So you can have mixture of small or capital letters also, no issue. I have a string s madam, and string reverse is it is having actually it is like just two double quotations without anything. It's just holding some, it is not holding any value, it's null. Now reverse logic, start from the last index. So first of all I will be going to go to I, s dot length minus 1. So what is s dot length? So the how many letters is madam is having? 1 2 3 4 5. 5 minus 1 4. So I value is 4. 4 is big, 4 is greater than 0. Yep. So we will go from we will say reverse 0 plus empty plus s dot carry t 4. Now 4 means this m. So this m we will store in reverse. Then this a will be stored in reverse. Then this mad, then mada, then madam. They all will be stored in reverse. Okay. Now here we will check what is s. S is madam, and the reverse is also madam. Okay. So we can say, yep, this is a palindrome string. In case if it is not madam, it is something, let's say it is madden. So it will going to give you nadam, nadam is nadam. So there are two different words. So then in that particular case it will say it's not a palindrome. Okay, nice. Now you are having this matrix master. Okay, so with the help of this particular code, we have already discussed that in our theory, but let's discuss it one more time. See, I will take a scanner class here. I can take the input. So 3 by 3 mother 3 into 3 9. So total 9 values I can take in the input. So now if I want to do total sum of the matrix, I can use total sum function. If I want to do for left diagonal, I can use left diagonal, not function, variable, total sum variable. For left diagonal, I can use left diagonal variable. For right diagonal, I can use right diagonal variable. Now, I can just first I have to give the message. It's very important, whatever value you are taking from the user, first tell the user. Okay, like enter 9 elements, so user will go to know, acha, so like 9 values I have to enter. Now, with the help of these nested for loops, nested means for loop inside the for loop, we can take total 9 values from the user. Here we can display the matrix. So we will be going to use here this println. So not println, print method, matrix it, ij, and slash t is tab, which will be going to separate with some spaces. And here row sum is 0. Okay, so we can tackle the row sum and column sum. Here we are tackling the row sum. Here total sum will be nothing but matrix ij. So this total sum was 0. So it will be going to go from all the indexes 0, 1, 0, 2, then 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, then 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, then 2, 0, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, likewise. Right. So it will be going to give you the addition of all the all the elements. Now, if I is equals to j, I told you about it. So it will be going to give you the addition of the left diagonal. If I plus j is equals to 2, it will be give you the addition of the right diagonal. And the sum was 0 here. So sum plus matrix ij. Row sum is 0 and matrix ij was yeah, this one. Matrix ij was there. So it will be going to give you the sum, the sum of the particular rows. So it will give you the sum row wise. And if you will see the formula here, column, this one, matrix ij. So this will be going to give you the column wise. So here you are having row sum, which is row. So one row sum, like first row, then second row, then third row. Likewise, it will give the addition of the rows. And here the addition will be giving to you column wise. First column, then second column, then the third column. Okay. Only difference is that here we are using j first and then I, and here we are using I first for the rows and then j. Okay, because if you will use ij, so it will be going to give you row wise. That's why the sum will happen row wise. If you will interchange, then it will be going to give you column wise, and the sum will be going to happen column wise. Let me tell you what I am trying to say. See, with the help of board, see, I have a matrix 3 by 3. Okay. Now, if I have some values here, so let me give some indexes 0, 1, 2. Now 0, 1, 2. We already know the sequence, how the loop will run. The first will be row and then will be the column. So the first row will be 0, 0 because of this 0, 0, then 0, 1, then 0, 2. Second will be 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. So it will be like 1, 0, 1, 1 and 1, 2. The third will be 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. So 2, 0, 2, 1 and 2, 2. So if you will reverse it, okay, so it will become 0, 0 will become 0, 0 only. But 0, 1 will become 1, 0. And 2, 0 will become 0, 2 will become 2, 0. And this 1, 0 will become 0, 1. This will become 1, 1 only. And this will become 2, 1. This will become 0, 2. This will become 1, 2. And this will become again 2, 2. Now what is 0, 0? This is 0, 0. What is 1, 0? This is 1, 0. What is 2, 0? So this is 2, 0. You can see it's a column. So when you are having j first, I afterwards, when you are having I first and j afterwards, this will be going to give you row major order, the addition of rows. But when you are having j first and I afterwards, so it will give you the addition of columns. The same thing they are doing in the code. Let me show you the code. Right, now see the code and you will be going to understand the logic. Okay, see here I was doing first j in the outer for loop, in inner loop for loop I was doing I. That's the reason it was giving the sum of column wise. Now here we were doing first I and then j. That's the reason it was giving the sum as row wise. So here we have written the int row sum between the two for loop, and here we have written the int column sum between the these two for loop. Okay, So you can make the note of it. And diagonals, so you now already know that how to do the sum of diagonals. Left diagonal will be I equals to j, equal to j, and right diagonal will be I plus j equals to 2. Now vowel counter, a very important program. For example, you're having a string in the class and main function, you're having a string s, which is education. Now here we know the vowels a, e, I, o, u. Okay, so we have to play safe. So first convert this s to uppercase. So in the s only we have saved the value of s. In s only we have saved the value of s. We are saying s dot to uppercase. Now this s, which was mixed uppercase and lowercase, it will entire become uppercase and it is stored in s. Now we make a counter which is 0, because when we start the counter we start from 0 only. So this for loop will go from 0 to s dot length. So what is the length of this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So s dot length is 9. So it will go from 0 to 8, because 9 elements are there. So 0 to 8 are total 9 elements. 9 elements. Okay. Now char ch will be going to go from like s dot char at 0. So s is what? Education, and char at 0 is what? E. First it will check E. It will see that if it is E is matching here. So yes, E is matching here. So that means the value of count from 0, it will become 1. Okay. Now it will go I plus plus. So I was 0. Now I will become again 1. So 1 is less than s dot length. Yes. So what is 1? 1 is D. Now it will match D. D, 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 D. D is not a vowel, so you can't find the D there. So the count is 1 only. The count is 1 only, right? Similarly, it will check for U. U is a vowel, so it will increase the count. C is not a vowel. Then A is a vowel, it will increase the count. T is not a vowel. I is a vowel, it will increase the count. O is also a vowel, it will increase the count. And N is not a vowel. So total how many vowels are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 vowels are there. So if you will run this code, so it will give you 5. Because you are writing a system.out.println count. So this count is increased for the 5 times because it spotted 5 vowels. So total number of vowels are coming as 5. Okay. Now one last class, initialize pattern. Now, this is actually important. For example, there is a sentence that I like to walk in park. Okay. So for example, if I will compile this code, you can see the output. It is coming like I, then dot, then L, then dot. I like to walk in park. So all of these are coming in this way. Like first letter, first word, first letter is coming, and after that dot is coming. Okay, how to write this logic? It's quite simple and a bit tricky also. So it's up to you that how you will handle it. So you have a class, you have a main function, you are making a string. This string you are giving by yourself, but you have the option if they say you have to take from the user. So no issue about it. Right now, so we are storing that particular line in S. Okay. Here what we are doing is we are doing some changes in the S. So what changes we are doing? We are saying that please assign the value empty. This is empty string. Okay. And there is a space of one space bar, like one space is there, one space, and we are concatenating with s dot to uppercase. Now whole this line I like to walk in park is now changed to uppercase. Okay, you can imagine it. Now you are having but you are having a space also, but where is the space? You have the space before I, because you have the space here now. Space concatenated with s dot to uppercase. Now what is s? S is a sentence. Now space s means you have a space and then you have the sentence, and the sentence was starting from I, so you have the space before the I. Make sense? Okay. Now you have the 4. Now here you are having int I equals to 0. Now I is less than s dot length minus 1. Now what is the length? You can count it out. So entire length of this, so length minus 1 is like we are going till k, from I to k. All right, so what we will do here is we will be going to check s dot this char at I is equals to null. Like you can see now here null is there. So do you find null? I found null in the starting only. So what to done? What you have to do is whatever is there after null. How you know null? Because if I will put space here, So this zero index is null. So if this zero index is I, so this if this zero index is I, so this capital I is nothing but I plus 1, because it is near that I, na. So after I we have I plus 1. So what to do? Just go ahead, and the result is right now null only. Concatenate this null with s dot char at I plus 1, which is capital I, and then concatenate it with dot. When we are doing this, when we found that char at I is equals to null, which is equals to blank. When it is blank, right now it is blank. Okay, now here it is blank. Before like it is blank. Now before to it is blank. Before walk it is blank. Huh? Before in it is blank, and before park it is blank. For all these instances it is blank. What you have to do is, whenever you found something blank, so you have to go next to it, I plus 1, next to it, matlab p, and concatenate the dot with it. So this is how you can do it. If results dot end with dot, so result is nothing but result dot substring 0 comma result length minus 1. So what is this? You can clean up the extra dot, the last one dot, with this, and then you can have the output. For example, if I will change the sentence, let's say instead of writing I like to walk in park, let me write that uh, I I like ice cream. Okay, compile, close, and then I'm gonna main, and then this. Okay, so it is giving I like ice cream, so it is giving you this I, then it is giving you L, and it is giving you then I. This one dot is coming here. Earlier it was fine, but right now it's happening like this. We can check it out. Acha, sorry, I added the space now here, because of that it is happening. Okay, let me fix it. Yeah, now it is fine. I, then like, and then ice cream, so it is coming like this. Yeah, so that was all about it. I hope I had a little bit of values in your preparation. So if you can also watch this particular tutorial in 2x speed if you want, but we have covered like most of the important concepts that the ICSE's favorite topics we have did. Actually, doing short time entire 9 syllabus and 12 syllabus is a bit tricky, but just to your supports, honoring my students and everyone, all the student community, I just did it. So I request you guys, if you can share it with other students and help them, so it will be super helpful to them also. And all the very best for your exams. May Almighty bless you with good health and lots of success and happiness. So this is Hadik Ali, founder and CEO of codeMSBians. Thank you so much.